welcome to Offensive, where the Bears might be actually losing the offseason this time. Dave has got his Chicken Little action going on. Dave pushed the emergency podcast button. It's like the red button. Boom, 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 emergency podcast. Say life support. Get the rowboats out.
I needed 4
hole in the ship.
I needed 4 shrinks. I'm not used to being optimistic going into an off season. I'm used to just being, whatever, we'll do whatever next year. And I'm like, hey, we got everything set. We lost our left tackle. Maybe we can just get, someone who will just kind of tread water. We got the other 4 set, the offense is set. And then we lose our centerpiece today because he is a smart, intelligent man doing what most 27-year-olds should do and take $25 million in the bank. All right, I'm done. Later, bitches. Dalman, I love you.
I mean, Bears players don't care. They're like, playoff, Super Bowl, what's that? Like, I don't even know what you're talking about. We don't do that stuff, so I'm just going to retire.
Oh, yeah, even after the Rams game, he was talking like, yeah, we got some work done this year, but we still got a ways to go. But he sounded like, hey, this is us. We're going to get in this together. We're all going to rise up. We're going to kick ass next year. And then, he just decides sometime in the last week, because apparently they're sniffing around about that Raider center, about Linderbaum, and it's just like, why are you asking about Linderbaum when you guys already have a Pro Bowl center?
Probably told me he was thinking he's going to retire, but
right. So I appreciate the heads up. I really appreciate the timing of it too. He at least told us a week before free agency, so we kind of knew to get feelers out there.
Perfect time to swoop in and just take a center the Packers might want at a good price.
Well, that is a really interesting, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, so we go out there, we get Dalman, we get Tooney, we got our right guard out there. We went to having one of the top 5 offensive lines in the league. Dalman was massive just because he comes in, granted with the help of the other guys. Caleb's sack rate goes from 10.8% to only 4.1. Total sacks go from 68 to 24, and he actually held on to the ball longer because he knew that he didn't have to worry about anything coming up the gut.
It really let him unlock the scrambling and doing whatever, because he had enough time to just be like, okay, let me do 2 reads, and if it's not there, I'm just running. And that's probably what he should have done. I mean, if I was a coach, I'd be like, 2 reads, and if there's nothing there, run as fast as you can.
Yeah, and because he knew that Dalman and the guards were in the front, he knew that he'd have that avenue between the right guard and the right tackle. Because, we had an all-pro right tackle too, so he knew, okay, here's my running lane, here's my escape route, so I can roll out to the right. Until it's the end of the game where he rolled out to the left, but that's another story. But yeah, so it was a lot. And Ben Johnson said after meeting the center, within 48 hours, he had reached out to Ben Johnson and he said, hey, I need feedback. What do you think about this, and this? He was picking his brain, just looking for, where can I grow? What kind of concepts do we want to do? So he is very cerebral. He went to Stanford in 4 years, got a mechanical engineering degree, had a 3.61 GPA. His dad also went to Stanford. And I think the fact that his dad also played in the NFL kind of contributed to part of his decision. So I think he could have seen, the long-term effects of playing in the league. It'll wear you out, by the time you're 40 or 50, you're not moving as good as you could. You got your money, you got 25 million career earnings. Why not just put it in the bank? You don't need to buy a fleet of, fast cars or trucks or whatnot. And you can have a pretty good life with 25 million, I think.
You think he got home after the season, after the adrenaline and everything wore off? He just felt all the, the aches and pains in his body and like maybe his concussions. And he was like, He's like, it's not, he's like, every year it's going to be like this. And then see his dad obviously is probably didn't make a whole lot of money and got really beat up. So like, you think about that and you go like, I just got I got a lot of money and I can actually do whatever I want. I literally don't even have to play. And, I think after the adrenaline wears off in the off season, you're just chilling. All of a sudden you think differently.
Right. And I think, part of where this goes into the offseason calculus is, we need to have a smart veteran center to run that scheme, to know what the scheme blocking is and whatnot for a Ben Johnson system. So it's nice to say, we can draft a rookie, and coach him up. But with Ben Johnson's system, it's kind of difficult. You don't really want to put all that responsibility. You have 2 veteran guards right there, but still you want somebody, because
you saw what happened to the Lions last year. They lost their center and all of a sudden, like, they still looked okay, but like they started losing games because they didn't have an overpowered offensive line anymore. It was just kind of like okay or pretty good as opposed to like maybe best in the league.
Yeah.
And the offense is a lot harder to run an offense when that you don't have that extra like superpower basically. So we should probably check it out, Dave, and look at like the potential replacements now.
Yeah, these are some of the guys who the Athletic had mentioned as potential replacements. And we also put in their PFF grades. Everybody, of course, knows Tyler Linderbaum, but he's looking, sounds like we said in our last pod, he's looking for up to 25 million. Don't know that he gets it.
He might
But
get more than 18, which is the leading amount right now. He could reset the market a little bit.
right. And that's one of the things that we were lucky with Dalman is because we were only paying him 14 million a year for this year, next year, because he's taken the retirement path. That relieves us of $10 million on the salary cap. So we're going to be $2.5 million under the cap now. But still, you have to go out and you have to try to sign one of these replacements. So if you go out there, you get a Connor McGovern, you get a Tyler Biotish, then you're right up against it on the cap. Now
they're gonna have to push money down the road, huh? Kick the can down the road a little bit, get some room. You got to pay your rookies also, so that's another like 5 or 6 million, right? Rookie salaries.
Exactly.
So
this is where
do you? Sorry, go ahead, Dave.
Oh, I was going to say Graham Glasgow is kind of a fun little name that the Athletic put out there just because he's from Illinois. Originally, he was from the Lions, so he has experience with Ben Johnson. But yeah, you see his grades, and they're very much bottom tier. I just put him out there for S&G. It's just, hey, an Illinois boy, it'd be nice to come back maybe as a backup, but we already have one of those. So I think ideally, I want to go after Tyler Biotish. I appreciate that as soon as the news broke, it also broke that the Bears have already reaching out. They're having an in-person interview with Tyler Biotish right away, just to let him know, hey, we're interested. This is immediate. The only downer that I have about Tyler Biotish is he's from a little town in the center of Wisconsin that looks like it's only about 1 hour away from Green Bay.
He's literally from Green Bay suburbs. That's like the suburbs of Green Bay.
Yes, Amherst High School.
Oh,
so
he's an up norther.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
So, yeah, from the Tomorrow River School District, which that just sounds like
the thing about it, Dave, is you don't have to worry because the Packers probably called him and said, "Hey, do you take like Cole's cash, as payment? Because we don't want to pay you, 10 million. Can we pay you 2 million and some more Cole's cash?" And he was probably like, "I don't really know how that works. I can't pay my bills with Cole's cash, sir." Right. That's what I'm guessing happened, and then that's why he's not signed to the Packers right now.
Well, everyone has to wait until Wednesday officially, but yeah, it's going to be Monday is when he get to hear.
Yeah, but you probably hear some rumors. You probably hear he come in for a visit or something.
Oh yeah, I think if we're able to get Biotish, then I feel a little bit better. McGovern, he's the same age. And you look at the numbers here; he's not quite as good. The first metric is the overall. The overall grade that PFF gave. The second number is the pass blocking, and then you got the run blocking grade is the third one. So if we got McGovern, he's just not quite as good. Then I'd kind of put drafting a left tackle a little bit higher in our priority. One of the things that I really liked about having Drew Dalman is I'm like, okay, just get somebody to cover left tackle for a season. We'll get through it because we're strong at the other 4 positions. Now, having that little bit of weakness makes me think we have to fortify a little bit harder at the left tackle side. And of course, we have all of the holes on our defense too. So that, it makes it a little bit more difficult. It's just crazy that Dalman retires and he's younger than all of these guys, other than Linderbaum.
It's crazy too because there's all these rumors or speculation of maybe Max Crosby or all these other things where Bears get some defensive piece. But that's the thing is that like your salary cap right now isn't probably going to allow for too much of a big addition.
Right, and it also shows why we can't afford to give up 2 first rounds or a first or a second plus DJ Moore because we don't have the depth. We have too many holes. That first round pick next year, we're going to need that. Forget another premium position on defense as well.
Yeah.
So, and it's nice. And yeah, Trey Hendrickson, it'd be a nice story. I'm not sure. I know salary cap, they say is funny money, whatever, but I just think we have to fill up the holes. We need to get a little bit more depth. Yeah, if we really want to be a contender next season. So there are paths, but I don't think getting one of the big tickets is the way to do it. What do
Some
you
people
think?
think that like the salary cap's fake and you can just manipulate stuff to do whatever you want. But the problem with the Bears is you're going to have Caleb's salary go way up in the future. So
Mhm.
like if you keep kicking the can down the road, that would be like doubly bad because you have another thing that just pops up out of nowhere, right? So yeah, I think it's going to be a cautionary tale of like how do you addition without look at the Packers. They signed a guard and are paying him pretty damn well for like really not good guard play. And so when you pay free agents, sometimes it's not sometimes you might as well have just like drafted somebody.
Oh yeah, and that's where it gets to be okay. So we need a defensive tackle, we need a linebacker, we need a safety. Probably need a better backup center because I'm not the one that we had Bates. He's going to be a free agent next week, or unrestricted. So we have those three big needs. We have all of our draft picks, and they're saying that you can have Dalman. He was a fourth round draft pick, turned out to be an all pro. So you can get quality centers in, but it may take 3-4 years. But with all of the holes we have on defense, if the best slug of the guards are going to be late third, fourth, or fifth rounds, that's taken away from one of the defenders that we want. And we also have to draft a left tackle. So that's where it's, get Biotish, try to get some of the depth, and then just say, okay, our offense is going to have to kind of become the Cowboys because our defense is still not going to be there next year just because we still want to get some,
I
solidify that
like the
offense.
Bears not having a good defense. It's great for the Packers offense. Just makes games exciting, like keep
Oh, yeah.
these 35 to 34 games are fun.
Mhm.
And that's the Packers are built for that high scoring, no defense. We'll see what happens this year. But that's the thing. The Packers historically have been built on a good offensive line that can pass block well. So the quarterback, and it's all built around the quarterback. And the Bears decided they were going to do that this year. And it turned out fantastic because Caleb Williams was able to take a step towards, being a better quarterback. And it just kind of, you have to do that, man. Look at the Texans in their shaky offensive line. CJ Stroud can't even, complete a damn pass. He's just it's just really hard. Not everyone's Peyton Manning that can just do anything at any time.
Oh, yeah. Well, what did Peyton Manning have? Jeff Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Who was an all-world center, who was very smart center and whatnot. And one of the things that as soon as Ben Johnson got to town last year, he said, okay, I want a center and I want a guard. And then he got his other guard too. So Ben Johnson comes to town. So that's why I think it was him, telling, I don't even know that he calls the GM. He just calls up Tyler Biotish and he says, get your ass here. I got to talk to you.
Yeah.
I think this is Ben's show. Ben knows what he needs. He knows what he wants to be successful.
He's like, I just showed up and I'm already I'm in charge, like I can do whatever the hell I want.
Oh yeah, it's just like Harbaugh out in the Giants, where it's the GM. He's just sort of you're just a face, whatever. But we all know who the
I think the coaches have way more power than people think. Like when I hear behind the scenes stories of even drafts and GMs and stuff, it sounds like they take the input from the coaches as being like almost the Bible. Like they just like a lot of players are drafted for the coaches. They asked for them specifically. So, and that's why, you see problems happening in the Vikings where they like their GM basically was like, no, we're going to do it this way. And the coaches are like, yeah, let's see how that works out, buddy. He's gone now. You know what I mean? Because like especially when the coach is kind of a big deal and winning awards, like they're basically like, get this guy out of here. That can happen with someone like Ben Johnson, right?
Because I think
who
the
has
coaches,
so much public favor.
the best coaches make more than the general managers. I'm pretty sure they never really publish what the GMs make, but I remember hearing that rumor last year, and it makes sense.
Yeah, because it's like it's all supply and demand. The hot coaches, whatever. But this funny because the offseason seemed kind of like boring and like not that interesting. Then all of a sudden today, like it just went bam, like we're in like prime offseason started.
Well, last week I texted you as soon as I saw that the Commanders had cut Biotish. I'm like, dude, Green Bay needs to get this guy. And now today I just want to punch you in the gut. And I said, no, he's ours. You stay away from him.
Hey, we have a really good center that you could take. He used to be an all-pro. You know what I mean? He seems like he's a real nice guy. He only has had like been arrested once in a nightclub. You know what I'm saying? Not
Elton
not
Jenkins.
not a problem in the clubhouse. He's never lazy. He never just whiffs on blocks. He never is just like giving up on plays. I mean, don't watch the tape, but just believe me and just
Right.
get him. You know what I mean? He'll be great for you.
Well, yeah, he was able to make our defensive tackles. He was able to hold them at bay. We didn't get any pressure up the middle last year, so he's got to be great, right? It couldn't be that Gervon Dexter and the other guy. They suck.
Well, you guys did break through the line a decent amount
Well,
against us.
our edges were good. It's just our D tackles are left a lot to be desired.
I mean, I could write a whole encyclopedia about like the end of those games when the Packers looked like they were like ready to take a nap and the Bears were like on full cylinders. But yeah, I don't know. So what's your best guess here, Dave, as to who they're gonna go after? Or do you think it's gonna be much more likely one of these free agents, like one of these guys?
I think just because right away they went after Biotish, I think that says a lot. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that Ben Johnson right away he's just like, nope, you're coming here right now. He's going to wine him, dine him, and everything else. He's like, look at what we're building. You can be on the ground level for this. You're 28. You can be
Maybe
here
he
for the
gives him a
next
backloaded
6
contract
years.
or something.
Oh yeah, and he can be like, hey, in this way, it's not too far to drive up to visit your family on, in the off season.
And
So
he's
I don't
probably
know.
like,
I'd try every single
but
angle.
what about if he says in the interview the Packers suck and then it just pisses him off? He's like, can you
Oh yeah.
imagine his
That's
entry
that's
interviews?
gonna be Ben Johnson's pitch. He's like, fuck Green Bay. We hate those guys. Why do you want to be
Dave,
like
this
those?
could be the time that backfires on Ben Johnson. He's like at the draft. He's at the Super Bowl. He's everywhere. He's talking trash. And even though he kind of winks where he's like, this is all part of the game, he's still publicly saying, fuck the Packers.
Oh, yeah.
And he's in the clubhouse doing it. So, yeah, that's right. Biadasz, just
You see,
like
Packer fans can't even say your name. Biotish, come to Chicago. We'll love you.
Biotish, look. The key is that like just come up and eat some cheese. The players don't like the Packers. They don't even like you. They're just pretending. It's fine. No, but it's funny how like both teams need the same guy now. Like I don't know how much the Packers are going after him, but they both need this guy pretty bad. As far as what we're concerned, like on this show, we can agree the Packers need a center. I don't know what Gutekunst thinks. He might think like, oh, Sean Ryan's fine. We don't need one, but I would get BDDs in a second.
You guys tend to do it right. You guys tend to do it through the draft. You don't do it through free agency nearly as much. Ben Johnson has shown, no, I want to win now. And that's why I think we have a better shot. I think we're going to be more aggressive.
Yeah, you might be right. If I was Goot, I'd be trade down in the draft, even without a first rounder. I'd just trade down and get as many offensive linemen and cornerbacks as we can get. And some D tackles, just get bodies in the door, see if anybody can actually play football. They in the past, the Packers have a reputation of being really good at drafting guys in the 4th and 5th round. But part of that was they would draft guys that were like more just pass blockers and pulling guards that were like lighter and not guys that could really run block very well. So they kind of cheat coded that, but they never really had a good running game, right? So like they had like all pro guards that could pass block, but they weren't road graders as far as guards like in the run game or that great. So like, but the offense still worked and they did win a Super Bowl with it, right? But it's kind of like a give and take situation. Whereas now LaFleur wants big boys to run the ball. And you saw Belton got taken in the 2nd round. This is a whole different philosophy, Dave. So that getting 4th and 5th round guards that are like awesome in this system of being able to run block well, I don't know. This can be a lot harder. It's not going to be as easy.
That's why Green Bay should go after McGovern because he has a higher run blocking grade. So you guys get McGovern, we get Biotish, aka Badass, and life will be good.
Sure, I get just somebody, just anybody that's not on the roster right now. Because hey, look, Sean Ryan, I love you. You've done like a pretty okay job, because you're not really a center. But like the center is the captain of the offense. They have to guide the ship. And when you have the Packers offensive line has a lot of issues. The Bears offensive line, I don't think has to worry as much because you guys have been performing great. But the Packers offensive line sometimes doesn't know who to fuck to block, They have mental issues and confidence issues. And if you bring in a good center that stabilizes that O-line, they could go from like bottom 3 in the league to being a top 15 offensive line because they're not making the mistakes. Because they made tons of mental mistakes all season long. Like it was like we might as well call us the Raiders, Not only missed blocks, but like tons of false starts at the worst times, in games where you're just like, you're saving up all your flags for when it's like we absolutely can't get a flag. You can just set your watch to it, And so that's very, very important. But yeah, when I saw the news, I was like, that'd be nice if the Bears had a shitty O-line like us. That'd be awesome. I'd really appreciate that. So be all you guys, Tyler, everybody, just come to the Packers or don't go to the Bears. Either way, it'll be pretty awesome. So you think Tyler Biadasz is the most likely situation?
Yeah, is. Yes, I think we'll go after him pretty hard. I like our chances. Again, he's 28. He's in his prime. We can build the offense, with him, continue to build everything there, the nexus. And then, like I'd say, I'd go after a tackle in the second round, maybe. Oh, what the hell? If Caden Proctor is here, that big mamma jamma from Alabama, maybe take him in the first and just go all defense after that.
Rest.
So originally, I didn't really care for or an offensive tackle who's 6'7", 350 odd pounds, but if we can have Biadasz, if the rest of the offense can be solid, then I think a big boy might be able to just help him. He can squat 800 and bench 5. So I think having four great guys plus him, our offense will be good enough to help to overcome the holes that we'll still have in defense. And hold on to that first round pick next year, because we can get another stud on defense, and then we're winning the Super Bowl in 2020 January or February 2028.
What we're saying as a show is our most likely scenario is Tyler Badass goes to the Bears, and then everyone will call him Badass, and he'll have a cool name, and I'll be pissed. And the Packers will save their money and spend it on a cornerback who ends up playing like crap. And then they'll draft guys
5'10", or 5'9".
They'll probably get that cornerback back from the Raiders, whatever. Anyways, all right, Dave. Well, it seems like we figured out the future. The Bears are going to try to patchwork this completely terrible offensive line, and the Packers are going to draft an all-pro center, and it'll be